Morning everyone and welcome back to my vlog. Just wanted to pop on today and let you know what I've been doing the last few weeks, and also tell you about a pattern drafting class that I went to recently. If anyone's like me, they love browsing Instagram, seeing all the fantastic makes on there, and I like to share my own items. I haven't shared much on there recently because for the last couple of weeks I have been sewing, but I don't know, I just seem to have a few failures, which luckily I think I've rescued 2 of them. So I just wanted to tell you about those today. Not trying to be negative, I just think that sometimes you see everyone's fabulous makes, and I mean, I find Instagram in particular, I find a great source of inspiration for patterns and fabric and that, but you do tend to see all the fantastic makes, and I mean, I put mine on there, but I don't tend to post pictures of the items that have gone wrong. And so this is just keeping it real, really, saying that yeah, things do go wrong sometimes. So the first thing I wanted to make was the Seamworks York pattern, which I've got a picture of somewhere. That is that pattern there. I do like taking part in sewing challenges, and there was a challenge on Instagram that's run by Sew Over 50, and the idea is to make a garment that showcases an older model. So when I was looking for a pattern, you realise how difficult it is to actually find patterns. I mean, I've got lots of patterns at home. I've got a lot of the indie patterns, and they all tend to feature younger models. So I came across this one, fitted the brief, and I liked the look of the blouse, so I thought I'd give it a go. I did read some reviews, and there were mixed reviews. Some of the reviews said there were fitting issues, others said it was brilliant, and then I did read a couple of reviews that said the initial pattern had a lot of fitting issues, but that had been sorted. So anyway, I decided to go for it. It's a free pattern, so I printed it off, cut it all out, made up the top, which is this one here, and basically I had real issues around it's all unpicked at the moment. I had real issues around the arms with the fit, but couldn't move my arms. It was just like really stiff, tight around here, and I've only been sewing for a couple of years. I'm self-taught, and I really didn't know how to solve the problem. I've had this issue before on another couple of garments, and they like this have been consigned to the not going to be finished pile or abandoned pile. So yeah, I didn't think I was going to be able to finish it or rescue it at all. But then this weekend I went on a pattern fitting course. It's a pattern drafting. It's from Guthrie and Ghani, and it's a 2-day course, and it's called Pattern Drafting. Draft your own body, sleeve and skirt pattern. If you can see that, it's all backwards, I think, on the printing. But it was run on the Saturday and Sunday. It's not cheap. I mean, it cost £140 for the 2 days, which I think is good value. I always bought it for my birthday / Christmas present by my husband and my boys. But yeah, I would highly recommend it. I feel so much, especially after having a few unsuccessful makes. Sorry about that. My sister just phoned. I'm actually recording this from my phone, and I had to pick it up because my dad hasn't been very well, so I thought I'd better answer it. So where was I? Yes, I was on about the pattern drafting class I did. Yes, found it really useful. So it was over 2 days. What we did on the Saturday and part of the Sunday, we made our blocks up. So we had notes to work from, and the teacher, Layla, she was excellent. She was there to guide us with any problems that we had. And I made, so we did bodice blocks. It's all the marked paper, so it's easy to draw on. So we did bodice block, front and back. We did blocks for the skirt, again front and back. and we did sleeve blocks, and from those we were able to sew up a muslin, and then we tried them on, and Layla was able to show us any alterations we needed. So for myself, I had to, it looks a bit scrappy because this is the first sample I did, so I had to add a little bit to the underarm, hence that little bit there, and I had to alter one of the bust darts to make it lower, but then when I tried it on fit wise afterwards, it was spot on, really good fit. And then on the afternoon of the Sunday, we were able to take in patterns that we either wanted to recreate or problems that we'd got, and from the bodice blocks, she showed us how to maybe manipulate, so if you wanted to move the dart to the side rather than coming up from the bottom, how to do that, how to add pleats and tucks, and just guidance on how to solve problems. So back to the York top, she had a look at it for me, and if I show you the pattern piece, the actual bodice pattern is okay, but on the sleeve, that's my bodice block, my sleeve block even, that's the pattern for the sleeve on the York, and I didn't know that at the time, but this bit here is called the crown, and the higher the crown, the tighter the fit is going to be, and the crown on there is extremely high compared to my bodice. If you look at those, see. So she suggested that I try to take out some of the height on the sleeve, so I did that on one of the sleeves, sewed the sleeve back in, and miraculously it now fits. So it's a work in progress now, it's not abandoned, it's a work in progress, so I've got to finish it off. I haven't had much time to sew the last couple of days, so yeah, I'm planning on finishing that off. I can't quite get my head around the fact that by taking fabric out you can actually solve a problem, but yeah, so that was really good, so strongly recommend. And then another thing I took in a dress, so I meant to bring it down, but it's upstairs, and my long-term plan is to recreate this dress. So it's got lots of pleats in it, so this was a piece that I was working on at the course, so these are my pleats, and this is all from my original bodice block, so I'll keep you posted on that as to how I get on. So then my next make was after thought I wasn't going to finish my York pattern. I still wanted to do this sewing challenge for Sew Over 50, and I heard about a pattern company I hadn't heard of before, which is called Sewing Revival, and I liked the look of this tunic style dress. I will at this point say that the dress, actually I've made it now, and the dress is fantastic. She's got some really nice patterns on there. This was all down to, well, I'm blaming it on my computer actually, because I really don't know how it went wrong, but it's they're PDF files only, so I printed off my PDF files. I did the test print for the square to make sure that the square was the right size before I printed it all off, measured it, the size was correct, so I went back to the computer, printed the whole lot off. I taped all the PDF pattern together. I like to trace my pattern, so I traced it all out. I cut my fabric, which was this lovely sea salt fabric. This is my actual finished dress, which I will post a picture so you can actually see what it looks like on. So yeah, I cut it all out, and I made my dress, and it was way too small. This you have to excuse all the cuts in it, because I just about managed to make the dress by cutting into this one. But yeah, the size, how I even thought it was going to fit me, because it's supposed to be a loose fitting top. I can literally just about manage to get it over my head, and down the top of my body, but no way was it going over my hips. I couldn't understand what I'd done wrong at first, but then I went back to the PDF printout that I'd done, that I'd stuck together, and I realised that the square was too small. So somewhere between me printing off the first test page and then printing out the rest of it, the size got changed. Got no idea how this happened. I literally walked away from the computer for a minute, and you have to actually go into different settings to change the print size. So yeah, I think my printer just doesn't like me. So yeah, so then obviously I corrected it, checked and double checked the test square the next time before I made my final dress. So yeah, so I'm really pleased with how it turned out in the end. I will post some pictures. I did have to put some binding around the sleeves, which I actually think works, but that was because from the fabric that I'd got left, I had to put the two pattern pieces side by side, so it's not really pattern matched on the sides, but I don't think that really matters. And it was just a tiny little piece missing out of the arm, so that's just really to hide the bit that I couldn't quite manage with the pieces side by side. So that was my second make. My third make that I don't really think worked out, I've made the Tilly and the Buttons Francois dress. So I actually made two of these. The first one, which I actually really like, I will post a picture again. Fabric's a little bit out there, probably not to everybody's taste, but I've made this for 1960s event we're going to in April, and I'm looking forward to wearing that. It's a really nice fit. I think it suits me, and I'm really happy with that one. So on the back of that, I decided to make another, which is this one. And I can't actually explain what's the matter with it. I don't know. I just, you know, when you try something on and you just think it doesn't look right. I mean, it should be exactly the same as the other dress. I did change the size a little bit, because on the first one I cut a size 4 for the top half and then graded it to a size 5. That was from my body measurements. But I did have to come out on the seams on that one, so I just cut a straight size 5 on this. I did have terrible problems inserting the invisible zip, which I'm probably still not 100% happy with. But no, I just don't think it suits me. So I don't know. I mean, I like the fabric. I chose the fabric and I like the fabric. I like the dress style, but I don't know, it just doesn't seem to work. So perhaps once the weather's nicer, perhaps if I try it on again, perhaps I'll feel differently. But at the moment, I'm just not feeling it for this dress. So yeah, that was a little bit of a disappointment. So yeah, so it happens to us all, I suppose. So anyway, that's what I've been up to for the last few weeks. So I hope you've enjoyed watching and seeing some of my less successful makes. If you enjoyed, please give me a like and maybe follow me, and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks for watching.